Shamir, a worm or a substance that had the power. In order to store the worm, was meant to always be wrapped in wool and stored in a container made of lead. Any other vessel would burst and disintegrate under the Shamir's gaze.
I've been made 33 dives. I'm struck by the similarity of the Titanic disaster itself, where the captain was repeatedly warned.
The Titans were imprisoned in the cavity under Tartarus. Titan futility story from 1896. Here we have the 5 people that perished. Now, I started doing a little bit of digging on these individuals. Salomon connection, right? So we have the Suleiman, and also Dawood translates to David. Although it was designed for scientific purposes, it also had important military applications, and the United States Navy agreed to sponsor the system's development on condition that it was used to carry out a number of programs. Many of it is still classified. Now, use your imagination as to what they could have possibly been looking for underneath the ocean. We have here James Cameron's Aliens of the Deep. These deep sea ocean explorations always seem like space missions to me. James Cameron being one of the ones that's been to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Every time they show us the Mariana Trench, Mount Everest inverted. Crowley was a mountaineer as well. He would climb mountains. There are ancient beliefs of mountain worship. What happens when we take that same concept and invert that? A select few initiates are ever able to go down to these depths. So another interesting figure that was on this French billionaire, Paul-Henri Nargeolet, Mr. Titanic. But he was part of a controversial thing where they were extracting artifacts, over 5,000 of them, from the Titanic. They compared him to a high-tech grave robber, a talisman. Right? And then we have the Seal of Solomon, which is also a type of talisman. We compared this to the Solomon's Shamir. All those artifacts that they're extracting from the wreck, they're powerful.
Talos is the origin of the word talisman in Greek mythology. He was a giant. He was a giant mech bot who was designed to protect the city. And if anybody came close to the city, this mech bot would throw rocks at the ships. He actually was defeated in a battle, and he collapsed into the waters of the island he was protecting. And the metal that he was made out of was so precious that the people of the city had to go and dive under the water to retrieve the metals he was made out of, and then they smelted them and turned them into the first coins ever. Origin story of money.
Fed now.
About our overlords, the Federal Reserve. In July of 2023, they're going to launch this.
With a lot of people connecting the Titanic to the Federal Reserve, the Titan connected to Fed Now, something new being built.
And Mr. Beast also got offered a seat on this sub too, and he had declined it.
And we know about Crowley riding on the Lusitania, messed with the old Lucifertania.
And that's almost like a replica of the Titanic kind of sort. We have here the obvious, everyone's been putting this around, the wise Simpson fans think that the show predicted the OceanGate Titanic sub 17 years ago. Of this episode of The Simpsons, this particular guy here, Mike Reese, was a producer of. Former passenger on the Titan submersible says you have to sign a waiver that mentions death 3 times on the first page, so it's never far from your mind. And the person that gave that was Mike Reese. And here he is on his Twitter of when he went out and he rode on the submersible and went to the Titanic. And this is the guy that produced the freaking episode where Homer gets stuck, low oxygen, where the Titanic is at. The next conspiracy is that they were trying to cut these cables, right? These internet cables that are running. Well, this is an approximate, map that I overlaid here. But yeah, it would be around that area there, right? That supposedly didn't go missing. They were actually just trying to pull something off to cut these cables that are running at the bottom of the ocean. And this is where it starts to get juicy, okay, guys? When all this is popping off, all this stuff is going down, probably are distracting us from something. And one of those things being cell-cultured chicken gets the final green light from USDA. Lab-grown meat got the okay to be sold to people.
They already do this with clone meat. FDA approved clone meat.
As all of this is popping off, the Wagner Group popping off a coup, allegedly, because the solstice at these peaks in time right? The veil is thinner. So a lot of sacrifices happen around these times of the year, right? All these rituals happen because the sun is powering the earth the most. Now, what does this look like to you guys?
It looks like Drake symbol.
Yeah, but what is that related
Owl.
to? Yeah, but what?
Moloch.
Yeah, but what group uses that symbol? Take a wild guess. Come on, you got this, Donut. I know you can do it. I'm not gonna pull up the next slide until you tell me.
It looks like Bohemian Grove Owl.
Okay, the Bohemian Club. Okay, we're getting there.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
whose jacket do you guys think this is?
Well, that looks like an Epstein jacket.
It looks like an okay. Well, okay.
Oh, weird, bro.
Who's that?
Good find.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
So, I'm not done yet. Okay? I'm not done yet. Our boy was president-elect of the Bohemian Club.
What?
Okay? Not only that, but he has ties to two, not one, but two founding fathers that signed the Declaration of Independence. Okay, with all this stuff going on top of everything, your boy is from San Francisco, where the Bohemian headquarters are at, and he's part of prominent San Francisco family. So this guy's not just any regular Joe Schmo. This guy has ties to the Davies. He has ties to the Rushes, Dr. Benjamin Rush and Richard Stockton, and he was also the president-elect of the infamous Bohemian Club. So,
Good Lord.
what is happening? I
That's
don't
nuts.